We're good to go. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron. I am Brian Kilby, and this is the diecast. Does not have Unicron yet. Episode.
Spoilers.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. The diecast is laughing inside. He hates me. So
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We also have let's see here, Rob.
Hi.
I went to first last week. He wasn't expecting it. So I'll jump to John, who's also muted like Rob was last week. Oh, he unmuted.
Oh, I'm on the spot. I'm on the ball. Yo.
Cool. XV.
I was gone a minute ago.
Yeah, and now you're back. And now no Force Universe can stop you.
So I could spend money.
Nice. Ooh. Matt.
Present.
Present accounted for, and Don.
Yo, Joe.
Yeah, sweet. Oh man. So gosh. Kind of a weird week, I guess, for news. I'll jump into it in a second, but we're sitting here trying to figure out like what we're going to talk about because we're super professional. And most this week I think every single news item we're pulling, we don't have anything from our site. There wasn't a whole lot like to post as far as news goes. So I'm going to try something different. It's an all Twitter news week.
What could possibly go wrong?
I know. So we'll see. Let's see. What else? Hey, patreon.com/TF Radio. Sign up. It would help us out. We would love you. We recorded 2. We caught up. We recorded 2 episodes of History on the Fives last night. And I'm just going to spoil. Joey is in the chat right now. Joey Russell. Frank wasn't there last night. I committed myself to something stupid during the History on the Five recording.
Okay.
And I committed the first act in this commitment today. And I have never felt so disgusted and in a way violated by buying a toy in my entire life. Any guesses as to what I did?
Nothing I can say on the show.
Anybody want to guess?
It was a third-party toy.
No, I've got some third-party toys. Something I've never bought.
Oh, well, yeah, but you still feel a little disgusted when you buy one. So
Something Paw Patrol related for the kids.
No, I bought Paw Patrol stuff for the kids. I don't know why. Bob's in the chat too. I don't know why, but I said, okay, in the course of 2021, I will buy my first, and then I will complete somehow Kiss Players.
Oh.
Yes.
And I bought...
there's nothing wrong with that.
I bought Convoy today.
I mean, like, conceptually speaking, it's not too far off from what I was implying.
Yeah, so. I know.
Yeah. Well, the figures are great if you ignore the fiction around it. The figures are good.
As I was buying it, that Marissa's butt just like showing on the box, like that's the first thing you see. And I'm like, I can't display this. What am I going to? It's going to be like behind the counter with like a black piece of plastic over it.
Take it out of the box.
I don't. It's just going to stay in the box.
But then you have to keep the box.
Yeah. But if I keep the box, I'll end up touching the toy, and I don't want to touch the toy. So
on the plus side, you'll eventually be able to buy an Auto Trooper.
The Auto Trooper is next. I'm not doing it in order. It's only like 6 toys. One of them just happens to be really stupid rare.
Hot Rod?
No, Hot Rod's, no, it's the It's the Starscream one. And I can't think of the name right now.
Kiss Player Starscream?
There is no Kiss Player Starscream.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Hold on, I'll tell you.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen these boxes, actually.
They're horrible.
Wow.
It's
they're very in your face.
I couldn't find... I only found a sold one on eBay. Atari Scream. It's a black and purple redeco of Atari possessed by the ghost of Starscream. It was a Dengeki Hobby mail order exclusive.
What car is that?
Atari Scream is the Shock Blast. I guess
That
that's
might be the Auto Trooper.
I've never. I mean, let me see here. The only one I found on eBay was sealed, and you can't see the toy through it. So, but it was not cheap.
Well, Brian, there are 2 Auto Troopers. One is a small little micro mini version, about the size of a mini pod or so. Then you got the full size version. Just to let you know, there are 2 versions of the Auto
Is there a
Trooper.
Kiss player's body pillow?
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's awesome.
Maybe
Frank.
not officially, but I'm sure, that happened probably.
tfradio.net/discord, by the way, the folks I'm referencing, we're of course talking to our Discord chat. Yeah. So I just cannot express the literal disgust that I felt buying that Kiss Player's Optimus. I literally did. But I think it'll be good. It'll make good podcast material, so I bought it.
Blade Raider says the mini Auto Trooper is very easy to break.
So it's nice. I don't know a thing about these.
Package.
Yeah, I don't know a thing. I don't know a thing about these. So this will be a nice chance to learn about some of this crap. Oh my God, Transformers body pillows. I
mean, as body pillows go, those are pretty tame.
Yeah, Bob just posted some. Okay, tfradio.net/discord. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. What else? Anything else?
Oh, these come as keychains too.
Oh, nice. Do we? So the Hasbro Pulse event, we're assuming that's like their BotCon, not BotCon, their Toy Fair, Make Good, right?
Yeah, that's what we're assuming, but
so we
could
should
be
probably
wrong because they were going to have an epic reveal.
So we should
epic
either
proportion on Tuesday that I set my alarm for.
Oh, the epic drop that Hasbro Pulse was going to have. And it was
Epic.
it was like a gummy Grogu or something.
Yeah. Baby Alive Grogu or something like that.
It was pretty bad.
It's an animatronic Baby Yoda. That's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, Diecast is right. It's a Baby Alive Baby Yoda.
They were actually sending out emails the day before, like, you should sign up for Hasbro Pulse Premium so you can get this epic drop. And I'm like, man, they're gonna put something good up that they were gonna hold off for the show, but they're just gonna drop it now. And I was like, really, Yoda or Grogu? But yeah, sorry, I had to digress.
No, you're great. So what I was going to say though, since that's their Make Good, and we record our show on Wednesday. I was thinking maybe we should either do a catch-up show or maybe move the recording date to Friday or something. Maybe Saturday.
We could just do a thing on Saturday.
Yeah, let's do it.
In addition to the Wednesday show.
Yeah, let's do that. So, and watch it be nothing.
Don, do you have your set day off Saturday by then? April 9th?
Yes, I do now have that off every Saturday, at least for the next 6 months.
So block out April 9th for us. Don't let your fiance make any plans.
April 9th is the
Saturday.
The 10th.
after
Friday.
Easter. Saturday after Easter, right?
I don't know.
I believe so.
Easter moves around, right?
Well, see, we're having Easter with my aunt on the Saturday to make it easier for her son, who does a lot of church stuff, to be free on Sunday.
But that would be the 3rd then, right? Did we lose Don? I think we lost Don, or he fell asleep. I can't.
So in the
tell by
chat, the Discord, Gus is showing off how he stores his.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, his Convoy Cross, Marissa, and you see the side of the box or the bottom of the box.
You back with us now, Don?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I got dropped and didn't realize it. So yeah,
as long as you're free on Saturday the 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should be okay.
Yes,
What time?
Then we're good.
Well, don't know yet, Don. We just literally decided it. We'll figure it out. We'll get together and we'll post it that day. So people listening, expect an extra bonus podcast where we'll talk about whatever the heck happened then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's, I guess, talk about news. I don't think there's anything left to talk about. And in no particular order, this actually made me very happy that Super 7 recognized the importance of Soundblaster, or New Soundwave as he is known in America by everyone here. Not really, by me. So this was what their big Soundwave, I guess, repainting it as Soundblaster.
Yeah, like Super Cyborg style.
Yeah. It looks so basically it looks like
Black Soundwave.
Yeah, it looks like, I guess that was the buzzsaw tape, and they're just painting it purple to make it rat bat. Or did they change it? Anybody know?
I don't know what the first one looked like, because these things are well outside my interest.
Yeah, I'm assuming that that's just the way that.
No, I mean, I thought it looked weird when I saw the picture at first, and you saying that kind of brings that into focus. So, like, you're probably right.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. What cassette did Soundblaster come with? Yeah,
I think it may have been Buzzsaw again.
Yeah, I think
that's what would make sense.
Yeah, I think it was Buzzsaw. Because Soundblaster wasn't associated with Rat Bat until the Masterpiece.
Reissue. No. That was not Sundor. That was
Wing Thing.
Yeah, Wing Thing. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, it came with a apparently it was a variation on Buzzsaw according to tfu.info, but yeah, it came with Buzzsaw.
Ooh,
oh right, it would have been a Buzzsaw with the sticker with the power plans on it.
Oh yeah, okay.
For Fortress Maximus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. I'm tempted by this one. These things don't normally interest me, but it's Soundblaster. It's silly. You can see all his parts inside, so I can make it feels like something from Headmasters. So
you can see the new parts.
The new parts.
With yeah.
Yeah. The old parts, is the head, and they mix. Well, actually, they could have salvaged other parts too. Actually, did they get any blaster parts in there?
Maybe that's why he's Soundblaster.
Yeah. There may be some truth to that.
Well, probably not, because he was broadcast in Japan and then twin cast. Japan didn't have him as Blaster.
Yeah.
True. Darn it. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was only good for podcast jokes, and then you turned it into a serious.
Well, it's not like Takara didn't know that he was called Blaster.
But you ruined the whole thing, Brian.
Okay. But yeah, I'll buy that. I think I will. I'm going to save this. I'm going to scoop. I'm going to skip the next one. That's better material. So I got this email today, but Ant shared it on Twitter first. So I'm going to give him credit, and I'm going to hit retweet. Select's Abominus is delayed until July. Also, it looks like that. What else?
Pit of Judgment. Pit of Judgment
was too. And there was something else. One more.
The Soundblaster.
Oh yeah, the Takara Siege
Soundwave mold.
Yeah. And Ant had thought that Volcanicus might be as well, but I did not get an email about Volcanicus. No, I canceled my pre-order for Volcanicus, and then I regretted that, so I get a pre-order again, but not through Hasbro Pulse, so I didn't get an email on it. So I saw photos of what it looked like, and it looks so much better than the original run of Dinobots. So I got suckered into rebuying it. Let's see here.
I'm putting my bets on Studio Series Dinobots.
Same here.
I mean, Grimlock turned out so good that the only question now is whether they actually get through all 5, which I think they can and will.
Oh, I think so. Okay. Going back to these items. Again, it's all Twitter, so everything here I'm getting from Twitter, so I'll just actually even go to it. Very own Chris here got an email update.
Oh yeah, I'm in here twice.
Yeah. That Kingdom Wave 2 is shipping from Amazon early.
Yeah, they started
for some folks.
moving up the release dates. I got an email specifically for Core Class Megatron, which is due to reach me like Saturday or Monday or something. I forget which.
So just core class Megatron.
So far,
Okay.
but that's kind of how it ends up going. Like, they will send an email for one thing, then sometimes a day later, sometimes 3 or 4 hours later, you'll get like 2 more. It just depends.
I got 3. No, I got Megatron, and I got the core class Starscream that are supposed to be here on Monday, and then Star Wars is the other one I was thinking that Obi-Wan Kenobi, the old Ben with the red cape or the red I guess you call it a cape. That also is coming on Monday. That's an
Where is that from?
Amazon.
No. Like Kit Ben in a red cape.
What fiction is that from?
Don't
Clone
know,
Wars?
because on the picture on the box it's the Return of the Jedi.
Okay, I'm looking that up.
In any case, I didn't pre-order core class Starscream from Amazon at the time because I didn't think it was going to be interesting, and then I saw pictures of how the transformation worked, and the interesting thing is, even seeing the pictures of it mid-transformation, I couldn't make sense of how it works, and then having I think Night Sword try to explain it to me
It's
in our
easy.
Discord, I still don't understand how it works. So like, I'm looking forward to getting that in hand to actually experience that myself, because it looks like it's probably like on Rat Trap level, kind of, for being surprisingly engineered for a toy its size.
For a legend scale, I'll call it legend scale, even though it's not exactly the same thing.
It pretty much is, though.
It is my favorite toy at this scale ever.
Okay, well, that sounds like it'll be interesting.
Yeah, so.
You got yours already.
At Walmart.
We found them locally, I think.
Yeah, Walmart.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have a pre-order in with Amazon for Kingdom Dinobot. That has not moved yet, but I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Okay. Man, we're almost all the way through the news. That's not a bad thing, though.
No.
Well, I guess it depends on your point of view.
Okay, the other things go together. So,
Hey, look,
okay.
it's me again.
Yeah, so it's you again. You just tell this one.
So it came to my attention that someone on TFW, I'm going to load this up so I get the name right.
Mike.
Username, I was going to go by the screen name, Blasek, had posted on TFW's Unicron mega topic on page 1700. If you, want to reference for
Is
how
it really
deep they are into it.
1700?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they got an email from Hasbro Pulse because they had inquired about, Unicron shipment status. So what it turns out is that Hasbro is moving as fast as they can, apparently, on shipping these, but their goal right now is to get all of the orders shipped out by May.
I think the problem is, though, it's like all the volunteers from Brian's church are there.
I get that reference.
Yes, for those who Fun Pub, Brian Savage had folks from his local church. I think they're volunteers who would help out with stuff from BotCon, and that's
Well, Brian, if they've got that one lady there that was on the registration tables, I think she was probably about in her 60s at the time. She was quick. She knew what she was doing. She was fast.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, it's no knock against these people for their skill in performing the job. It's more a knock of Brian Savage plumbing his church for free labor.
Supposedly.
Moving on. Yeah, allegedly. For legal purposes, we will say allegedly. But yeah, so a lot of people are impatient. I'm not naming any names, diecast, to have their Unicrons delivered. Also Brian, but not as much.
No,
but yeah.
Here's my
Hasbro...
question.
Okay.
They don't say like, hey, we don't have all of them yet. They're still in shipping.
No, that's not the problem, though. That's not the problem.
Yeah, it makes it sound like they're in a warehouse. And
they are. They are.
All you have to do is print up a shipping label.
No, diecast. They already printed the shipping labels. The labels are already printed and paid for.
Slap them on a box. That's all you got to do.
They probably have slapped them on the box already. Yeah.
You're not putting these in a shipping box, right?
Well,
No,
they do have
no,
they do have a shipping carton on the outside of the printed carton.
Oh, they do.
That's what I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the problem here. So obviously, this sounds kind of ridiculous that they're expecting they could take as long as another like 6 weeks to get the Unicrons all shipped out that have to go where they're going. But the thing is, so Fake Eyes David, one of my friends on Twitter, posted a picture of where he went and picked up his Unicron, and the box literally took up the entire front passenger side of his car and then some. It actually was butting up against his gear shift lever.
Yeah.
That's how wide it is. So the thing of this is, now while they might have a dedicated FedEx pickup, like a truck just for them to come and take their freight for a 1 or 2 day span, if you think about something that's big enough to fill the entire front half of a car, you're not going to get a ton of those on any one delivery vehicle.
Yeah, there's only so much room on a truck to put these things.
But
and beyond that, FedEx is not going to commit like all of the space in the cargo hold of their plane to moving just this one thing. FedEx is going to look at what they've got piled up there, the size of those things, and say to them, okay, we can take 25, maybe 30 of these today, and then we will come back and get some more tomorrow. Maybe we'll take more, maybe we'll take less. Like right now, the bottleneck is literally the physical space that's available in the courier vehicles to actually get these from point A to point B to whatever destination.
Chris, I agree with you a lot.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I don't buy that either.
I think if you tell FedEx, hey, I got, all of these, they'll make it happen. They'll take a truck out, they'll take 2 trucks out. They'll make special arrangements. I'm not saying it's going to happen in a day, but
it's
within
going
a
to happen in
week,
6 weeks.
Yeah,
they're going to take care of it.
if it was just a matter of that, Hasbro would circumvent FedEx and start going to UPS and other carriers as well. I think
here's
more
a
to it than
question
that.
though. We've talked about before how you said the last time we were talking about the MAW issue and things like that no matter what, Hasbro is not going to lose money on this figure. They will not
Hasbro
do
obviously
that.
has a contract with FedEx for their shipping because everything you buy from Pulse comes through either FedEx Smart Post, where FedEx takes it to your post office, or it's home delivery. So like, I kind of see where Rob's going with this.
Well,
the question is, can FedEx do this any faster for what Hasbro is willing to pay?
Yeah, so like they have a rate with FedEx. I mean, this is how these things work. They have a rate with FedEx, and FedEx gives them a good rate. Mm-hmm. And you're right; they're not going to lose money. They shouldn't lose money on this. But like the difference between I have experience with e-commerce stuff like this to some extent, and the rate's good, but I don't know if the rate is that much better that they're going to wait like 2 months to ship all this stuff out. Now I don't think Chris is like completely wrong. I don't think it's as simple as that, because I do think that I don't think that FedEx is going to necessarily move heaven and earth to get everything. They have a capacity that they have to worry about too.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm exaggerating when I say 25 or
that's
30
fair.
a day, but like they've got thousands of these that they need to move, and that's not going to all happen overnight or in a week.
FedEx has to worry about Cube, which is what you're talking about, like what fits in a truck. But Cube costs money, and or Cube makes the money. So what it costs to put in a truck, I'm not saying it's going to be exactly the same, but it should be comparable, like for them to fit whatever in, because they're shipping by volume and mass. So they should be, think of it like as a common carrier. They should be taking what comes in as like first in, first out, and based on whatever the rate is. I think that it may be a capacity concern, but I don't think it's just that we're only going to take 5 or 6 of these a day. I think there's probably more to it than we know, if I had to guess.
Right.
And
Well, there's
speaking of first in, first out, this really angers me that Hasbro Pulse, like I was calmed down because when I watched the interview, they were saying it was a logistics thing. So maybe certain areas were getting it. That's why I thought maybe John he was in Texas, but there's people in New Jersey. I'm in Pennsylvania. There's people
Triplet
in New
got
Jersey
his. He's an hour from me.
Triplet got his.
And he bought his on the last day. I bought mine within just single digit minutes after it going up.
Yeah.
So an interesting extension of this, Ness, one of our patrons and our Discord member, got his. He's in Virginia. It was delivered on a U-Haul truck.
Well,
with crowdsourcing or crowdfunding or whatever you say, generally you want to support the people. You want to get it out to the people who supported you in the very beginning.
No, you just want to get out to.
You want to get everything out that you have.
Correct.
Yeah. You want to get all your stuff out.
But I mean, you think you would support? You want to support the people that instantly.
I think you are inferring things that may or may not be true.
You're inferring a depth of logistics that's probably impractical.
And one thing you may want to consider, Diecast, is if Ness got his and he's in Virginia, and I'm in Virginia and I got mine, you're in a much more concentrated freight area than we are.
I don't think
I'm just saying it's probably a factor to some small degree.
Scotty,
with the amount coming into the hub that has to go out on a daily basis. I'm just saying if you're in a more metropolitan area, you're going to have more freight coming into that metropolitan area than you are a small one-horse town that probably has more deer than people.
Scotty from the Cybertron.com podcast, he's in North Carolina. He got his. Triplets in North Carolina. He got his. Some other folks in North Carolina got theirs. I'm in North Carolina. I didn't get mine. And it all comes through the same. It came through the same hub that's 45 minutes from my house. And they both went, bye-bye, Brian, as they passed me on the interstate. So
are we doing last in, first out here for some reason?
Yeah, well, that's who knows?
Nightsword's making an interesting point too on Discord. Just there's still some shipping restrictions, and he's suggesting that FedEx might have limited space.
That's
so
true.
They can dedicate to non-essential items, which makes sense to me also.
That's true, and I don't want to offend people out there that work for FedEx. There's also the fact that FedEx sucks.
I'm not dismissing that notion of it either, but I think there is like a physical volume bottleneck kind of happening with this as much as anything else.
That's true.
And like I said, in my assessment of this on Twitter and talking about before, I'm purposely kind of exaggerating my numbers here for.
I get you. I think in spirit, there's truth to what you're saying. I just think when it came down to the brass tacks, I didn't agree there. So, yeah. It sucks.
Also, I want to just reiterate what I said on Twitter when I was talking about this originally. Like, I think from Hasbro's perspective, May represents their worst case scenario for how long it's going to take to get this done, and it's probably going to happen faster than that.
Actually, and another question. So, none of this stuff has popped up in the dashboard on Hasbro Pulse. We know Hasbro Pulse is a third party. Parts of Hasbro Pulse, though, have to be Hasbro, like the crowdsourcing part. It's probably segmented off. So this is probably shipping from Hasbro itself, right?
Well, yeah, because I think all of these are originating from a location in California, which, as far as we know, Hasbro Pulse does not have operations out of California. It's Pennsylvania and Atlanta.
Yeah, so
somewhere in Pennsylvania, I don't remember exactly.
There's probably some complications from there as well. So they may not even be looking. They're probably not even looking at your Hasbro Pulse order number.
They may possibly, because the exclusives, San Diego Comic-Cons used to ship out of California. So there's a possibility that they may have a warehouse that they rent temporarily sometimes out of California.
So the thing about that, I would think, is, they probably have a storage location for San Diego Comic-Con that they maintain for 2 or 3 months, maybe at most. So that they don't have to be moving these exclusives around to multiple locations, because of course they're going to sit in California first for sale at SDCC in the before times when we could actually have an SDCC, and then it doesn't make sense for them to ship them to Pennsylvania or wherever to get warehoused normally by Pulse. So they probably just maintain that little bit extra expensive warehousing the stuff on location and having it go out from there. But like at the same time, I also remember on the few occasions before when I would be able to get SDCC stuff directly and not have to have it, comp by Hasbro for promotional purposes or what have you. Like it was shipping out of the Pennsylvania facility too. So there seems to be a little bit of both of that going on. I think it's probably a split thing. There's some allocation of the inventory that does go directly to Hasbro Pulse for fulfillment, but whatever is left over from the at show sales just goes back into storage there wherever it was to start with and is fulfilled out of there as it comes up.
Ness is saying, and this is something that he knows a lot about, Hasbro Pulse still manages shipping warehouse inventory, so they see the stock in locations, which makes sense. But distribution at the warehouse is literally just a stack of labels.
Also, John had something to say about this about
15 minutes ago. Yeah, sorry, John.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was going to tweet this, but I figured a tweet is just a bad idea anytime. So, like, outside of all the things that you guys have talked about, I'm getting increasingly patient for my Unicron. So, like, the longer I wait, the cooler I am waiting. And I think it's because since the project closed, has there been, outside of the blogs, which are kind of a neutral thing, they're kind of just like a matter of fact kind of update. Since this project closed, I don't think I've once gotten the feeling that my desire for Unicron has increased any. Like it peaked during the fundraising.
Yeah, agree.
Probably by design, and then since then, it's now been over a year of waiting, right?
Yeah.
Since then, just about every update we've gotten, official or like through fan detective work, no matter what it is, like 9 out of 10 new pieces of information we've gotten since it closed has diminished my excitement for him. Like it's just pecked away at my
because
wants.
It's become more real.
It's become more real, but nothing is, even as the realities are revealed, none of them have been good. They've all been like either neutral or bad. And so, like, and now with this rollout, kind of with the whatever the reasons are, and there's a million, it's kind of like I would say at my job, my previous job, more than my current job, but I would say all the fretting and strategizing we're doing in a conference room, the customer does not care. All that matters is like what happens right out in the real world. Like they don't care what the realities are that we're talking about and trying to work through in a conference room. Doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter. So like, but what the result of this rollout is it's just like one more thing that's kind of pecking away at the excitement for Unicron. And the shame of it is, like, instead of kind of like this swell of people getting Unicron all at once and talking about it and experiencing it on social media or wherever kind of together, it's going to be this 6 to 8 week drip, drip, drip of just random people kind of getting Unicron. And he's just going to kind of like just fade into history. Like even like him arriving on doorsteps is so fragmented and extended. It's not, even that's not fun, like as a community. And that really sucks. So, I mean, I've been thinking about that lately. Like, man, the longer this goes, the more comfortable I am waiting like longer. And that is like the opposite of how I feel.
Other than wanting to get what I paid for, I honestly don't care now so much. I like posting about it just to, show my grievance, mostly for like post Twitter material and just get like, like the conversation going. But I don't really care that much.
I like posting about it just to mess with Diecast.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot of that too. But like, I'm not looking forward to opening it. I'm not looking forward to, putting it together. I'm definitely not looking forward to displaying it.
Or transforming it.
Like, honestly.
You left out an important part there, right?
honestly, I'm kind of hoping now that it is May, because that way, hopefully my basement will be finished by that point.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't have to lug it out to the storage building and back and all that stuff, so.
And, for me, it's been an interesting effect too, watching, as John calls it, the drip, drip, drip of Unicron arrivals and coverage. And it's just like, I'm happy for the people who wanted this and have been able to get it, and they're receiving it now. But everything I see about it, everything I see these people saying on social media and the websites and everything, I'm just so glad I didn't even try for this, because like every new piece of material I hear just reinforces for me this was never for me. And it just is very relaxing and freeing feeling to feel that way about it. Like, I'm really enjoying seeing people's pictures. I saw one picture post, I don't remember whose it was, of they took the shells out of a Detolf and just stuck Unicron in there.
I did see that.
Like, 2 or 3 stories high in a Detolf. And then I got to thinking, like, okay, we need to get that person some phone booth decals and a little scaled phone and just make them pose their Unicron on an urgent phone call in an old phone booth. That's like that'd be the most perfect expression of this toy for me at this point from what I've seen. But yeah, like, no, that is just not something that I would ever want to own. I thought that at the time too, but like, it's being reinforced for me now, and it's cool to see at a distance, and I'm glad I don't have any more care for it than that.
I still have, because I canceled my pre-order because, I had bills come up that were more important. And I do feel a little bit of, that I missed out.
FOMO.
But yeah, but then I also look at them and I'm like, where would I even put that thing? It's freaking huge. So it's, I'm okay with not getting it, but I'm happy for the people that did get it. But yeah.
So,
what?
Go ahead, Don. I'll give you the last thought. And I got something to share.
Oh, I didn't know if we were going to go into what we got. That was a good segue if we were going to do that.
It's not.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
hold on. Wait. Hashtag 6 weeks before Unicron.
Yep, exactly where I was going. So our buddy Miguel at Lucas Miner on Twitter shared the best picture ever. He was in the chat the last I checked. It's the Seacons in photo literally before Unicron. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's just the best
I love
picture.
Miguel.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, okay. So, thank you, Miguel. Okay, so Don, yeah, you can. You got Unicron this week. Congratulations.
Yes, and I said I was going to use that as a segue. I got him last Saturday, and for those of you who are waiting for Unicron and you're not going to be there, I was able to have it sent to my local Walgreens as a FedEx drop-off point because it said arriving Tuesday, I would be at work. Arriving Tuesday. Arriving Monday, I'd be at work. Arriving tomorrow. And I'd already set up for it to be left at the local Walgreens as a drop-off point. So I got it. I brought it home. Opening thoughts, it's very daunting. If there's one word I would have to describe Unicron, it's daunting. I have not transformed him to robot mode yet because I'll be honest, I am not comfortable doing this by myself.
Wow.
So I might need. I'm just again. Reason I'm saying is because the instructions from the get go. Because I watched. Again, get ready to drink. I watched Prime versus Prime's review because he got it early or earlier than a lot of us. The instructions completely negate how to put the stand in, and unless you have done extensive work like he did, to give him credit, you could break a piece in putting the stand in because it just says insert stand. It doesn't show you what you have to unfold, refold, and then clip around the stand. So I am waiting for a few more videos from people that I trust because of one of the expense.
You're waiting for mine?
Not just yours, but yours as well, Diecast.
I was hoping
He's not waiting for yours because it's going to be at least 6 weeks before that.
Right.
Yeah, I was hoping to have it out by now. But
I wasn't going there. I was just saying you are one of the ones I'm waiting for, Diecast. But because of the instruction booklet immediately not even getting the stand part right, I'm really not sure how the rest of it's going to. The thing is built like a Lego manual, but when you can't even show how to put the stand in, that's not good.
Oh
So
man,
I'm
imagine Lego instructions done to the same quality as Hasbro Transformers instructions.
Oh
You
no.
would never get nothing. No. Well, imagine
Now I'm just
Hasbro
imagining
take-
Lego Unicron.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now imagine Hasbro actually looking at a Lego instruction and say, "Hey, this is pretty good. We need to do something like this."
They
That would never happen.
know.
Well, they know. But here it is. Presence wise, yeah, you're gonna say, yeah, of course. No, I mean, I'm serious. My fiance helped me pick
Fiance?
out the play. Yes. I moved my family photos to a different spot, and I gave him one of our end tables. And the end table's against the wall. Basically, it's a gigantic. Because I've got the end tables that I have are those cut slate, black frames that you can get at Big Lots that look really nice, though.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Side note: everyone kept saying years ago, "Don, you have no furniture." I have bookcases. I have a folding table. I have plastic lawn chairs. What more do I need? You need furniture. Fine, I'll go to Big Lots and buy furniture. We'll shut y'all the hell up. But anyway, visually in Planet Mode, it's outstanding. You can't help not be drawn to it, not just because of the size, but because of the color layout. It's visually impressive. But like I said, if I had to give Unicron one word, it's daunting. I do already have a few stress marks on there from trying to put the planetary ring, because you have to unhook the top half and the bottom half of what would be the kibble around the legs for the shell of the Planet Mode. And I've got a couple of stress marks where they had to be connected and reconnected. And also when I was taking one of the mandibles and swing, because the mandibles don't fold out like this. They swivel up like this from the inside. I could not get enough clearance on, because it's like a long hinge and the mandible comes off like this. So basically you have an L-shaped part that swivels. When you bring it over, it forces down against the plastic right underneath it. That's one of the connecting points. And I got a stress mark on there because I could not find a way to pull that away far enough to get the mandible to swing out. So I have a stress mark there from where it pushed down on the plastic. It's not in danger of breaking, but I do have a couple of stress marks here and there on those tabs just from trying to get stuff pulled apart. Because it's very hard to, the best thing I can tell you about is the Star Wars Transformers Death Star. Because it was a very similar in the fact that it was a lot of outer panels. You connect one piece, another piece pops off. You connect that piece, another piece pops off. And it's also being so very smooth. I would like this thing to have maybe some hidden 5mm ports, just to give you a little something extra that you can grab a hold of to push or pull on. Just a little something that you could manipulate these panels a bit better because they're so smooth.
Don, real quick in the chat, Joe Bot has some big news. Non-F is working on a sheet to cover Unicron with.
Well, now it's just a rumor right now.
Just a rumor.
So don't get too excited, Don. But it's a possibility that there might be a non-F add-on sheet to put over Unicron.
Well, the thing is, though, we're going to be adding curtains to the apartment. So,
ooh, fancy.
Yeah, fancy. Yeah. See, I have thick blankets
Don,
over the window.
Cosmic rays can make their way through curtains and your roof.
And
cars.
They get through a sheet then. So.
And
Cosmic
rays can do all that. I still have no superpowers. I feel cheated. Anyway, I think the figure is going to be worth the money to me because there was some FOMO here, and I will admit there was FOMO because we've all seen what the aftermarket prices are going for this thing. I wish I'd bought two. I probably could have paid for the wedding with a second one.
Speaking of, real quick, Don, I'm interrupting. Sean Bratton, friend and patron, tweeted at me that he said he feels bad, but he just got the shipping notification for his second Unicron.
So wait, let me see if I can get this quite right in my head. So someone we know now will have gotten two Unicrons before Diecast has gotten one.
Diecast, if you don't already follow him, he's WMEE Boomer on Twitter. He shows up as Boomer.
I feel like he should be I should be friends with him because
You and he would get along really well.
Yeah. So
the man loves Transformers. His collection is awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad I got him. Massey has a brand new box to sleep in, so he's happy.
That's like a fort for him. Like
yeah.
that's
Disney,
an apartment of his
basically,
own
it's
now.
Disneyland. It's Disneyland for him. But I am going to be waiting for some people. I'm going to do some name drops. Y'all, MGO.
Yeah, it has one up already, Don.
Yeah, I know. I haven't had a chance to watch. I just saw it today. I haven't had a chance to watch it.
Yeah, I think he only posted a few hours ago.
Yeah, Y'all, MGO, Bobby Skullface, all the ones I usually watch. So I can get, because this thing, again, I'm just not comfortable doing it by myself without having watched several videos. It's sort of like that Motor Master that Fans Project did all those years ago.
Oh yeah.
I am not comfortable manipulating this thing without having reference material because I do not trust the instruction manual if they couldn't even show how to properly display the stand. Because Prime versus Prime said you open it up and there's a slot for the stand, but there's a flap that covers that hole in planet mode. But the book doesn't tell you it folds back under the shell, and then once you put the stand in, you clip it. So if you leave that part out unfolded, there's pressure from the stand on that hinge, which is not good. So if that is what you run into just putting it on the stand, and you've got to have it on the stand because you're not going to hold Unicron and transform him. Let's be honest. You ain't going to be like, oh, this will be no, that's not going to happen. So, but yeah, that's my impressions. I'm very glad I got him. Because I think this is going to be a one in a lifetime piece. So there's that. It's, if I run into anything when I do it, I will post it so everybody knows. It's very daunting right now.
And Don, since you're doing shout outs, I will give PL a shout out. He reviewed the Unicron tips for the Studio Cell Unicron.
Yeah.
That he actually got off me, and I'm now sold out.
Oh, you sold yours?
No, he bought them off me, and he reviewed them. I purchased about 20 of them, 20 sets, because they were coming from a gentleman overseas, and I had to buy a bunch to make the shipping worth it. So I basically did like a group buy.
Oh, nice. A group buy for yourself, like normal.
Well, group buy, but I, sold them to other people. So, yeah, I'm completely sold out of the Unicron tips.
I wondered why you had so many of those things.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought you just had the one extra sale and the one you wanted me to get. I thought you just had the extra.
No, I bought like 20 sets.
Oh, okay. I thought you just had the one extra that. Oh, and I did get one other thing this week, Brian, before you switch off of me. I got Red Cheetor, and I got another Arcee, a boxed Arcee from my box collection. But I figured with these being apparently so hard to find, or at least right now, because, like I said, my Arcees got canceled off the Walmart order, yet I was one of the earlier persons to order it. But Triplet got hit. So again, I just figured I would get it to at least have it.
What was it again, Don?
Red Cheetor.
Oh.
He doesn't look red. He looks kind of blue.
Yeah, my
and yellow.
Walmart is stocked up with those now, and they're not
Well, it's
selling.
weird because, it's my local Walmart has had 3 cases of Wave 1 Red since they first came out. What, October or November of last year? That's all they've gotten is 1 case each, and then these must be being shipped with a repack from Wave 1, because all I saw was it's 6 in the case. All I saw was 1 Arcee and 1 Cheetor, and that's all that I saw on the shelf. So either they were already sold by the time I found them, or they're only getting 1 per box. So I don't know. I don't know how the case break it. I am not the Hartmans. I do not know case breakouts.
Okay, cool, awesome. Who else got anything?
I got some.
Okay.
I got some stuff. I got 2 things, so it'll go quick. I got Unicron wings. These are the larger wings.
Is that not what you're talking about a minute ago? The tip stuff?
No, the tips are different. The tips only work with the original wings. That basically would come out to here on the original wings. But these are the new larger wings that make a bigger ring around Unicron.
For which Unicron?
For the studio cell.
Oh, okay.
So it's the third party Unicron, the one that everyone really likes, which, I have 4 of them. I really like it. But yeah, I got the wings. So they came in a brown unmarked box. So I'm assuming these are Toy World accessories. Like, it's not another company making something for that same figure. And actually, if you see on photos, you know how they came with 2 of those like cones, and you can put them together to put a stand. If you put those cones together, this will actually work with the current stand that you have. So you don't need a new stand to display this in planet mode with the rings, which is really cool. I thought, I was like, I'm getting these, but how am I going to display it in planet mode? But you still can, which is awesome. And then the other thing I got was a frame for
Nice.
for what Brian got me, the Jetfire or Skyfire, however you want to say it.
Well, that would be
now this
Jetfire
is
technically,
what,
yeah.
this is what I think of when I think of Jetfire. When I think of Skyfire, I think of the G1 cartoon, but this is
As you should.
This is Jetfire to me. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. And I thank you again.
Awesome. Looks
That's all
nice.
I got. Yeah.
Anybody else get anything?
Not me.
I got things. Okay,
ahead,
you
Rob.
go first, Matt.
No, go ahead, Rob.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You said it twice, so you win. Okay, I only got a few things. I got thanks to Wheeljack64 on Twitter, I did get Netflix Cheetor. That's really nice looking. I didn't have the standard Cheetor I was holding out for this one just because I like the shade of blue better. Looks good. Like the transformation. It's a nice little figure. It does, however, have the same problem that the standard Kingdom Cheetor does. The tab in the neck has already crumbled. I haven't had any hinge problems yet, but I'm keeping an eye out for that. But yeah, so if you were hoping that the Netflix Cheetor would not have those problems, I'm afraid it's going to be pretty much the same. But it does have a nice shade of blue to it. So somebody said a metallic blue Gundam marker worked for them for the legs, and I'm strongly considering it. But not much else to say about it. Got Kingdom Black Arachnia finally as well. That's a nice figure. Again, the instructions are just not useful anymore, so it took me a little bit of just trial and error to get that to transform the way it needed to. But once I did, it was nice, and I'm just fairly happy with both of those. And the last thing I got this week is Sentai Filmworks was having a sale, so I got the Big O on Blu-ray for like $27.
Nice.
And I have not watched that in probably 20 years, so I'm probably going to have to go back and watch that sometime soon. And that's everything I got this week.
Cool. Matt.
All right. A couple off-topic things real quick. I got Lightning Collection. I got Z Ranger 4 Green. Really good head sculpt on him. And I got another Super Mini Pla Muteki Shogun set because I found it for retail. And the one I have, I love it, but it has a lot of parts that you cover with gold stickers. And I kind of want to try and paint one and see how that turns out.
Oh.
So, and I picked up the Avengers West Coast Epic Collection of the Vision Quest storyline because it kind of ties into WandaVision. It's the collection where Vision gets disassembled and comes back without emotion.
So the Epic Collection, unlike the old Marvel Essentials or whatever, it's color, right?
Yeah.
What's the paper quality like?
Really good.
Oh man, I bought I bought several of those on Kindle in Comixology last week. I opted for that because I figured the paper would not be great, but
No, it's really good. It's actually on Amazon sale right now for like $30. I
yeah,
think.
it's a good price. It's like 500 pages, right?
Yeah. And bonus, it's also when U.S. agent shows up and joins the team because he just shows up and he's like, yeah, the government says I'm an Avenger. Deal with it. I love the U.S. agent so much. And I got my first sweep, the Studio Series Scourge.
Ooh.
So I need 2 more of those.
So there is supposed to be specifically a Studio Series sweep coming out in a couple waves.
But is it going to have a different head? Because they're not supposed to for the animation model. And I know Hasbro's done that in the past.
I don't know if there's any information about that yet. I would more assume it'll probably be like, tweaked shades of blue.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay, I'll wait for more information before I buy 2 more then. But, and then, I was thinking to myself the other day, like, you know what I need more of? Combiner Wars molds.
Oh.
Because I don't have nearly enough.
I was going to say Sharkticons, but, same ballpark, basically.
That too, but I saw Counterpunch on Twitter found some lovely off-colored knockoffs of the Combiner Wars. So
really?
I got, yes. So I have
What?
an all-red Defensor, or Offensor, as I call him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hate Plague Defensor.
Are those 1-to-1 or are they oversized?
That looks
No, they're
regular
1-to-1.
Where'd you get that from?
Wow.
Neat.
The internets.
Oh, okay. Please share with me later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I like Hate Plague Defensor for that one.
I love
like
that.
I
That's
like
beautiful.
That. That's like that.
And I got Inferion.
Oh my god, it's awesome.
Oh,
Yes.
So do those come in sets of 5 or individual?
Yes. Usually, you can kind of buy them as both, but I've never been able to catch the individuals in stock because I would like more Green Alpha Bravos.
I am just understandably really
you
taken with Orange. What's his name?
Yeah.
Air Raid, yeah. Or he's rather hooligan-like, isn't he?
Isn't he though?
Yes.
Yeah. How's the quality overall, though, Matt?
Okay, the plastic, they're made of ABS. The plastic quality is actually really good, but there is some mold degradation going on with these things.
They stole the molds from Hasbro?
Yeah.
I
Or they're
at this
remolded.
point-
Yeah.
So, some of the soft ratchets don't ratchet at all, stuff like that. One of blindingly yellow silver bolts arms. I had to put some super glue on the tab because it just like it was holding together, but it would separate a little bit. So all I had to do was put a dab of super glue on the tab, and it's fine now. But I wish, like, why can nobody, Hasbro, knockoff companies, nobody come up with a different color for Fireflight than red? Like G2 knockoffs, G1.
Yeah.
Fireflight
Now
is
that you
always
mention
red.
it.
Yeah. And Inconvenience or G2 Devastator.
I
This
wish
is
that was
the,
orange.
I know.
It is yellow orange. It's closer to the yellow side, but my camera's not doing it justice. It's closer to the yellow end of the spectrum, but it's yellow orange. The cowards wouldn't go full
They
orange.
wouldn't commit. Yeah.
Is that the same size as the green one you got?
Yes, it's the downsized one where it scales really well.
That just makes it more tempting.
Yeah,
it
I
scales really well with all the others.
Oh,
Is
dang.
it as individually fragile as the green one?
Okay, so the only thing really fragile on the green one is some of the tabs that hold it together in the modes, because I mean those are small on the Titan scale.
Yeah.
And this is, like shrunk down to half size. So the tabs get smaller too. So yeah, you can shear those tabs off if you don't know they're there. But I mean, he's like $40.
Yeah.
I don't know where mine went. It's funny when I see things. Oh, there he is. All right, I see him. Never mind. Like I know he's
Okay.
around here somewhere.
Yeah, but I got them. There's also a Bruticus that was not in stock when I ordered these three. I have since rectified that. I'll have it in a couple weeks.
So what does
And
that one look like?
Are you going to call him Dudicus?
Gentilicus probably, but he has an orange Alpha Bravo that would make you proud with
Ooh.
like searingly yellow forearms. Yeah. And I think a yellowish brawl for the tank. And another green swindle, which we already have in the Baltic set.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. It's pretty great looking too. And I think the onslaught's on the red side too. So but yeah, overall the plastic quality is great. Like I said, some of the joints are a little loose, and red first aids here, like his robot legs don't want to really stay clipped in to robot mode.
I had that same problem with some of the official versions of that mold, though.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was supremely happy with that purchase.
Man, that's. Ooh.
I'm jelly.
So,
I
like,
love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of want all three of those because there's a Rook on Red Defensor. There's orange jet, orange helicopter on the other two. It's just.
No, there is no Rook on Red Defensor.
Oh well, that can go to hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got blades and first aid and streetwise and groove.
Yeah, that can go to hell then.
Now, those are the four molds they had. There was no Stunticons, nothing like that. But like they come with some random weapons, and one of them, I can't remember which one, came with the wing weapon from Combiner Wars Skylinks.
Okay, that's
But
weird.
they don't sell a Skylinks knockoff, so I don't know where that came from. But I'm holding out hopes for some different molds.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
maybe they
that's
can
awesome.
finally give Don the Purple Griffin reference that he's
Yes.
off of the Skylinks forever.
Yeah, and that's what I got this week.
Cool. John, did you get anything?
I got a couple things. I found. I don't often find like on a Walmart pallet what I'm looking for. I did find like the Kingdom Wave 2 Voyagers. So I got
Nice.
Inferno. Yeah, I got Inferno and Dinobot because I took the case right off the pallet like a toy creep should.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm obligated to. So anyway, so I got that. I haven't opened them yet. Not really in a terrible rush. I did finally, like after like 9 months of having it, open and start to build the Lego Nintendo Entertainment System, which is really fun.
Nice.
Surprisingly fun for building a gray box. Obviously, the real cool thing about that is it's mechanically a functioning NES, right? You can insert the cartridge and it pops up and down and all that jazz.
My friend Liz
And,
put hers together and she loved it. She had a blast doing that.
Yeah, it's fun. For sure. I think the most interesting thing I got this week was slightly off topic, but not really off topic, more toy history. So I got, and I don't think I've ever come across something like this. So now I'm going to have to look for other years. But I got the Mattel 1989 answer book. And what this is,
that was awesome.
It's a little like 12, 14 page book. It's basically just a frequently asked questions in Mattel's mind. I'm not sure how frequently these questions were asked at toy stores in 1989, but for like all the major toy lines for them for that year, it's a list of questions and answers for toy store staff to use when the customer asks about new He-Man. So real quick, I'll read a couple pages here. It starts with a letter from Mattel Toys. It says, to all store personnel, we want your assistance in selling our product once again this year. This book will answer many questions that you and your customers may have. Please keep it handy and encourage all of your staff to read and use this book. It will be of benefit to us all. And sincerely, Mattel Toys. So this book includes just general questions and answers, and then it's got sections for Barbie, Turtle Tots, Cherry Mary Muffin, Little Miss Makeup, Little Miss Dress Up, PJ Sparkles, Hot Wheels, He-Man, and preschool stuff. And then it actually closes out with Power Glove, which I forget is actually a Mattel product, which is fun. So knowing our audience here, I'm going to read you guys the He-Man page. And this is fun. In 1989, just as a reminder, this is new He-Man. This is Space He-Man. So to be honest, there probably were a lot of questions and maybe just a lot of confusion by kids. So there are 5 questions here. The first question is, how is the new He-Man different from the old? And here's Mattel's official response. The new He-Man is still the most powerful man in the universe and has left Castle Grayskull to travel into deep space on the Starship Eternia trademark. He-Man now battles the evil Skeletor registered mark in the Tri-Solar System as the struggle continues for all the power in the universe. Question, will the old Masters of the Universe figures fit in new vehicles? Answer, while there are a few exceptions, generally the old figures will not fit in the new space vehicles, which are designed specifically for the new figures. Question, how does the electronic power sword work? The electronic power sword makes 8 different power sounds. The sounds are controlled by the type of stroke used and by pressing one of 3 buttons. The sword also has a glowing LED blade. Very fancy. Question, does the power sword require batteries? Yes, it runs on 4 AA alkaline batteries, which are not included. And then the last question, how do you turn the power sword off? Answer, the power sword turns itself off after 30 seconds when not in use. So this thing just goes on with the different toy lines and questions and answers and all that stuff. And it's just another one of those weird kind of fun things that I'm discovering when it comes to like operating a toy store. So I thought it was really cool.
That is awesome. I love that question, whether or not the figures would work. With rare exception, they do not. Funny enough,
there's no.
Yeah, no. Funny enough, I noticed this weekend, I signed up for Peacock, the NBC streaming service. And I was looking through their selection of cartoons, and New Adventures of He-Man is on there. So
awesome.
If you want to watch that, that's where you can get it. You can get it on Peacock. Anything else, John?
That's it.
Oh man. Okay, so I've got actually several. So but I will power through. One off topic. I think I mentioned this on a recent episode. If not, it was pre-show. I picked up one of the blind bag Micro Machine figures or vehicles, and it was like $450, which is stupid for a Micro Machine. Like Sheets carries them for whatever reason. It's the only place that I've come across them. But like other blind bags, there's a checklist on it. And apparently this is wave 2. If you're looking at the video, there's a ridiculous number of these things. Like, who in the heck is going to collect? I guess people who collect like Hot Wheels and stuff are obsessive, so maybe them. But there's like 1 million of these things just in the series.
And at $5 each.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they're blind bagged. So God knows how many you have to buy to actually complete the set. I guess you're supposed to trade or buy stuff on eBay that's been pre-opened. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. So
you'll have to let us know when you complete the collection.
I don't care about Micro Machines that much. I literally have like 20 or 30 that were given to me by the guy who was who wanted to give me the USS Flag, and I said no, like an idiot.
I'm still disappointed in you for that.
I'm just, yeah. Kim called me out on that a couple days ago. So we saw the photos last week of stuff that was showing up at Ollie's. So I went to Ollie's just to see what I could get. And Don, they had a copy of Death's Head 2 number 4. That if you want me to go back and pick it up for you, I can.
No, please don't make the effort on my part. No, I can't even say that. Don't buy that crap.
So the only thing they saw that I wasn't certain if I had, and they didn't have anything really. I got the Cyberverse. This is Legion class. Is that what this is? Shadow Striker. Whatever the class is called, I forget the legend scale.
I think those are Scout class in
Scout.
Cyberverse.
Yeah, so I knew I didn't have this. It's not a bad looking little toy, so I figured why not. So I think I've mentioned Roses in the past. That was a chain store, department store that existed in the Southeast, still does, but not in the same form. Back in the 70s and 80s, it was my Walmart before we had Walmart. It was Kmart and Roses. It's what we had here in North Carolina. A couple of other small stores. Now it's basically a dollar store. So they get like whatever crap comes on a pallet that the distributors can, or the buyers can buy cheap. And you go into toys, it's mostly like Jaru stuff that, you would find at the gas station. But they had some Transformers in, and they had 5 Slither Fangs and, pardon me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Slither Fangs and 5 rungs at $3, at less than $3 each. So I stocked up on Slither Fangs, and I have several rungs, so pretty happy with that.
Did they have a double crosser? Because that's the only one I never saw.
Did I say that I got a double crosser?
No, I mean I thought you had. I thought maybe you already had enough.
No, that's literally all they had.
Oh,
I literally bought every Transformer they had. Yeah, so sorry, I didn't mean to put it like that, Don. That's how I try to. I don't think you're my 9-year-old because I don't think of you that way. But like when my 9-year-old asks me a question when I just said what I did, that's exactly how I respond to her. I am so sorry.
No, it was just. It's just.
I didn't know whether sorry, Don.
I didn't know whether you saw them and didn't buy them because you didn't.
No, I literally bought everything they had because it was cheap.
Because I thought maybe you were trying to do like Rob's like giant snake guy thing. Like,
I love Battle Masters. I'm going to buy them up. So yeah, I'm sorry, Don. You're not JC.
That's fine. That's fine. I just needed. I'm just needed a double cross.
I'll be honest though. I am on edge. I don't want to go too far into this, but my 9-year-old she's adopted. People know that she has reactive attachment disorder, and I'm always on edge, afraid that she's going to like blow up. And she had a minor blow up like before the show, so I've been on edge the entire time. So sorry, Don. So let's see here. Next least interesting, I got Core Class Megatron, which I don't even see. Not that it matters. He sucks. Here he is. And Starscream. Now, the robot mode actually for Megatron's not bad. And he looks great in robot mode. The tank mode and transformation suck. It's basically like the low-end Cyberverse stuff that you're used to. Or even to the extent of some authentic stuff. But the robot mode looks great. He really does. He's more gunmetal than silver, which is a nice different look for him. So if I was, again, I've said it before, if I was only buying one thing, it would be Core Class / Legend Scale. That's the size Transformer that I like. But Starscream. I did not care about Starscream at all. I knew I was going to get it when I saw it, but I just didn't care. And I saw some people on Twitter that were like, wow, this is interesting once they had it. I picked it up and I just posted a picture on Twitter that Kim posted. Kim sent me a picture that she found it at the store. I posted that. Hey, Kim found me some stuff. And Daryl from Transmissions had said, wow, that transformation's crazy. So that kind of primed my pump to think, oh, well, I need to sit down and actually really think through this transformation. So I was very studious with it. I approached it like I did in P44, which of course means I don't look at the instructions and I just try to think my way through it. And it's a really novel transformation for a toy the size. It really is. Like his chest opens up and his arms fold back, and you move his the chest panel forward, then you basically rotate the back of you rotate the wings, the whole back piece, and it's just really, really novel. It's simple too. It's very elegant, but it's just very involved for a toy this size, and I love it. I love the transformation of this thing. The likeness is great. He looks good in both modes. This is just an excellent toy in this scale. The colors are vibrant, and I just dropped the null ray. Yeah, it's just a great toy. It's so good. I went back to Walmart today and picked up another one carded. So, I think it's my favorite toy of this scale ever. In fact, I know it is. There's nothing to compare it to. It is the best. So I have been in the process. Okay, let me go back to something else first. Last week I had mentioned the Sky Gary. I'd been exchanging emails back and forth with the Jim, the guy who I bought it from on eBay. He was showing me some other stuff, and I ended up buying a few more toys from him because I really want to complete my G1 collection in the next 10 years. Not the next year, like the next 10 years. Like by the time I'm 50, I want to have all of G1. And it's really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that many toys. So I think it's doable in 10 years. But I was exchanging emails. And I mentioned last week how I didn't know if he wanted me to share his Twitter, or his eBay handle. He's like, oh, please share it. So it is Sell to You. SELLTOOU. Letter U. Sell to You. If you want to go look at his stuff, he's got several Transformers up. And man, there's some stuff I'm tempted to get. I did buy a couple more things, which I'll talk about next week. But yeah, he's posting some more stuff too. Apparently he sold a Lio Kaiser. God, I wish I'd known that. Oh, he said that. I'm like, he sold a Lio Kaiser and a Desaurus. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, so that's, but yeah, I bought some more stuff. And this was something, and I always look for a deal on stuff. I never want to overpay for G1. Unless I have to. But I didn't. This was very inexpensive. And my Superion sucks. My Superion.
So it's a Superion.
It's a Superion. It's the box set from Japan.
Oh, neat.
So the Silverbolt has the launcher.
Not that it will matter because you'll never take it out of the box.
I'll take it out of the box. I mean, it's not mint and sold box, so yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't take it out of the box. That's the most enjoyable state the aerial bots, the
that's
G1
true.
aerial bots.
That's true. It'll look nice on the shelf. With
that was the amazing thing Combiner Wars did. It made the aerial bots
nice.
and Superion into good toys.
Yeah, that's the magic of that. Also in that shipment, I have opened and played with this a little bit. It is again Headmaster's Werewolf mitten box. Very nice. Yeah, pleased with that. What else? A couple more G1 things. Double Target Master Scoop.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I had that one as a kid. It was always one of my favorites.
I never had it. So it's been on my short list.
1988 is a cool year for Transformers.
Yes. Sandstorm.
Cool.
Yeah. So now the only triple changer that I need, I believe, is Octane. I'll have them all. And Skids, which I had the Encore version of, but I I don't have the Encore version anymore, so
Mm.
he was complete. It's in nice shape. I really want to complete like 84 and 85, even though like there's like headmasters and stuff. I probably need to focus on 84 and 85 and wrap those up. And Skids was one that I needed. So, oh yeah. So on eBay, I was just looking for G1 stuff, and I found that there was a Transformers dealer who's like 30 minutes from my house, and not in Charlotte, out. I'm not going to say in the boonies, but more out in the country than out in Charlotte. And I'm like, do I know him? I had no idea. So he had a couple things, and one was something that I've wanted for years. Like, actually, both were something I wanted for years. I don't want to say, I would say these are more value, like their offerings are more value oriented than like super high end collector oriented. So like the stuff is in good shape. The stickers aren't perfect or anything like that, but they don't pretend to be. So the prices were really good for what they are. And I think I got a heck of a deal on both. So I got a G1 Nah, the Sharkticon. Didn't have his gun, but it's in great shape otherwise. Very pleased to finally have one. He never didn't have one.
There's your next troop builder, Matt.
Yes.
I actually don't have any G1 Naws yet. I need to correct that at some point.
Yeah, you should. But the other thing that I got is Shockwave.
Nice.
Oh, I hate you.
Don, guess what? It works.
Oh, I never had a Shockwave. I had the GoBots laser gun. I do not know what happened. It's not in any of my boxes anywhere, but I never had a Shockwave.
You're going to hate me more in a second. I'll tell you why.
You got it for nothing.
Yes. Well, no, you'll hate me 3 times over then. Yeah, I got it for basically nothing, all things considered. The price was very nice. But after buying this one, I found one that was mitten box that was still in the baggie, the internal baggie. And
Don's face.
the price on it was like half of what I expected to pay. So I bought it. And I'll have it next week.
Nice.
And you know what, Brian? That would make an absolutely wonderful wedding gift.
So this was a grail for me. Shockwave was a grail. So now I have like one to play with and one to display. Now the box is not perfect, but the manual is beautiful and crisp. And again, it's in the baggie. So, gosh, I'm so pleased with this. In fact, I think this is the coolest thing I got, but it's not the last thing I'm going to cover. Because it goes back to something I mentioned last week. I also got a mitten box. It's missing one itty bitty little piece, and I'll tell you what it is. Magnificus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that Microman one of the super fragile ones? I don't
probably.
know.
I'm not taking it out.
Probably.
It's missing one of the hands for the Microman figure.
If it's
Which
a
I don't
Microman,
care.
if it's a modern Microman figure, it's incredibly fragile. Yes.
Yeah, so
Which
it's
is a
not
shame
coming
'cause
out.
they're really nice figures otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got that. And because everybody else got theirs pretty much, at least XV did, I now finally have my own deep cover. But of course,
Mine
this is
didn't look quite like that.
this is the hobby one. So I was trying. The funny thing is, when I bought it, I didn't realize it was mitten sealed box. So I was trying to open it. I'm like, why is this not opening? Oh, it's sealed. So sadly, I'm not going to open it because I wanted to pull it out and look at it. But I'm going to leave it in the box.
Don't buy another one now.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not. But
I think Maz was kind of taken with your acquisition of that on Twitter, wasn't he?
yeah, I think he has it. So he has
No, of course he has it.
no, it wasn't Maz. It was 6-0.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so Maz definitely has it. 6-0, his stuff. He I love seeing his photos of all of the e-hobby stuff that he's posted in the past. Yeah, Maz has like the crazy collection.
Yeah.
6-0's collection is more reasonable, I think. Yeah. So, so very pleased with Deep Cover. Glad to have it. And I don't think I have any more e-hobby stuff on the... Wait, do I? Let me check my...
Well, what e-hobby stuff are you still lacking?
Okay, so mean, G1. Let's say the G1 stuff. So I don't have.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like the Encore.
Yeah, I
edition.
don't have the black hot rod. I don't have the black convoy. I don't have the green grapple.
Road hauler.
Yeah, whatever the names are. I think that's it. No, and I don't have Shining Magnus. No, or Shining Magnus was not eHobby. But
No, I think that was like a Toys R Us Japan thing, maybe.
yeah, it was something like that. But yeah, I don't have Shining Magnus. So, but like when it comes to the G1 stuff, I think I may have. I'm probably way off on what I have and what I don't.
I'm just wondering if we'll get a Shining since they haven't done the Diaclone or a Shining Magnus representation of either Siege or nothing announced for Kingdom. That's got to be a select possibility.
Maybe.
You can't get much more use out of that Magnus mold either version because there's not that many options unless you do the Killing Jar negative universe inside of Black Hole Magnus, which I would buy in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Yeah, maybe Don. But what I think is, I love it.
No, I think
get
between Siege Ultra Magnus, Netflix Ultra Magnus, Kingdom Ultra Magnus now, Siege Galaxy Force Prime, I think what they've put into this mold family, they've gotten back out of sufficiently that they don't need to worry about trying to squeeze out of selects or anything.
Seems likely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, much to my consternation, because yes, I would like a Delta Magnus off of this.
I still want a Diaclone colored Kingdom Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A Delta Magnus. I would take I'd take out the Siege version too, just to have them be a little different from each other.
Well, now they could, if they want to get catty about this, they could redo Kingdom Magnus in those Diaclone colors as a Studio Series Selects because he was in the early cut of the movie.
Assuming that Studio Series Selects would become a thing.
Right, but I'm just saying if they wanted to hit like a double reference there, so he's a character as a Diaclone, but he's also was in the early cut of the movie in those colors, so it could be Studio Series Selects as because they love these deep cut figures, and you're getting like the hat trick there with that kind of
I totally get where you're going with this, and I think your head's in the right place. It's just quibble over branding. I think the biggest thing working against.
Yeah, I don't care how they rationalize making it, as long as they make it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing working against it is just it being a leader class, and leader class is something they don't touch on much for selects. So like we know that T-Rex recolor of Kingdom Megatron is coming, and that a probably toy-based redeco of Galvatron is going to come as a selects down the line a little bit. And if we're getting both of those in 1 year, that's probably going to account for all of the large select style stuff that is probably going to be on the books.
No dice stack. Sorry, the chat.
I thought you'd appreciate that. Anyway.
God, that toy is horrible. Okay, that's it for me. So let's jump to Patreon, patreon.com/tfradio. Thank you guys so much. Again, if you are a patron at the touch tier, we have a new patron at the touch tier this week. Let's go ahead and you can come on and on our History on the Fives podcast. We'd love to have you. Just shoot me a note. Probably Brian at tfradio.net is probably the best way. But if you comment on the post on our Patreon, which that's a Patreon exclusive podcast, you can just let me know that you want to be on. We'll arrange it, and we record on Tuesdays. But with that being said, you can find the folks at the touch tier on our tfradio.net/credits page. I want to thank them like we do every week. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Cheesy Patty, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Matthew Deadman, Jonathan James, Nathan Sampy, Ness, Joey Russell, Jason Hiley, Mike Mallory, Jason W. Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Mighty Orbots, and new this week, I don't want to butcher your screen name.
117.
Is it 117 or 1-17?
I'm going to read it as 117.
Okay. So,
I think that's the least offensive thing to get wrong about, the pronunciation of the username. So
Okay.
Kotaku 117.
Thank you so much. New to our Patreon. Cool. Okay. So you can find us everywhere. tfradio.net. We have everything there. It's kind of where all our stuff is. Like our house. Not really our house, but yeah. I'm on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. I have other podcasts and stuff at briankilby.com. Apparently I need to record a podcast for tonight. That'll be at briankilby.com. So we'll see how that goes.
Apparently you need to record a podcast?
Yeah. Some
How does
news
that
happened that I got to talk about. Which I'm not going to get into.
Is it a happy day?
It is a happy day.
Ooh.
North Wilkesboro had a very famous guest today. That's all I'll say. Chris, how do people get a hold of you?
Personally on Twitter, I'm at ChrisRTXV. Most notable things I've done in the last week or so was one of the various stupid leaks of Galvatron was shared in
which we didn't really talk about.
With an anaglyph. Yeah, I know it's the thumbnail for this episode, and we didn't even talk about stupid Galvatron leaks. No, but the person who posted it put like an anaglyph 3D filter over it, so I spent some time with it in Photoshop undoing that as best I could. So that got some attention, and then I've done some other dumb stuff in the past few days. So kind of got some traction I didn't expect.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after you're done with your plug.
I have an Amazon wish list, which you can find through tfradio.net/chrislist. So that way, if you want to send me something, a little bit of referral money goes back to cover show expenses at the same time. So you're killing two birds with one stone, sort of. For my toy photography stuff, you can find everything I've got posted, collected at playwithphotography.com and galleries. There's articles, which I probably need to figure out some new stuff to write, because all that's kind of been a while now. On the social media side, at playwithphotos on Twitter or Instagram.com/playwithphotography. And I'm on Patreon with that if you want to help me out and show some support. Patreon.com/playwithphotos for as little as $2 per month.
Cool. Okay. So that Galvatron thing, we talked about the Galvatron leak that happened last week. And I generally hate leaks, especially because, there's no way to control it. The person who posts it is more interested in getting, their stuff out there than actually doing good photography that's representative of whatever the toy looks like. The photo we saw last week, or the couple photos, looked okay. But this week, people have been posting stuff at weird angles on that toy, and it's made him. People have accused whoever the leaker is of manipulating the proportions in Photoshop
and with camera angles.
And yeah,
my theory on this is that particular leaker posted the one initial photo with the weird camera angle, lens combination, whatever. And there was such a reaction from certain areas of the fan community about the toy looking weird and wrong and bad. And I think that leaker just kind of got it in their head after that to okay, let's just screw with them some more, and just started doing it on purpose then, just to try to get a rise out of as many people as possible. So it's not even, the normal thing of it's not controllable, it's accidentally not represented. No, this was clearly designed to elicit a reaction. Yeah, exactly. These were absolute troll leaks. Since then, we have gotten some photos, which I think are from a different source, but the provenance, let's say, has become a little bit clouded. But showing it alongside Kingdom Ultra Magnus, for instance, and the proportions look more reasonable, like you would expect an actual thing to look. And from those, it's looking like it's still pretty good. But yeah, it's certainly been a twisty, turny kind of leak week with Galvatron, and That's a lot of why I have not touched on that for like news content, because I don't really want to glorify what some of the leakers are doing with the content right now.
Yeah, so basically, if you're out there listening and you have stuff to leak, just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, April 9th for the proper reveal of Galvatron and Rodimus Prime and the Arc and probably other things too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've basically got Wave 2, all of it in people's hands at this point.
Yeah.
So, like, Hasbro does need to kind of get on this Wave 3 thing because it's going to get away from them pretty quick otherwise.
True. Rob.
Yeah. Okay, I am on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Rob Flails. Rob Flails is the Twitter for Flail Throughs, my YouTube channel, which covers Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PS4 and 5. We're about to get another big event. The Spring Festival starting. We are moving on as predicted to Char's counterattack mobile suits, but unlike what we thought we were going to start with, we're going to start with the J-Gun, which, man, we're going to see like dozens of variants of that before it's done, but we're starting with the basic one, which says it's going to be, well, fairly basic. It's going to be an all-around general suit with really good strong grenades and, a fairly standard skill set. So
sounds like a designated casualty.
Yep.
Which, I mean, it's a J-Gun, so that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's coming tomorrow, basically. So check out the YouTube channel tomorrow morning to see the full details of the update. Also getting a boss fight with the Quinn Mantha. It's the first space boss fight. So bunch of good stuff going on in the game. If you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs will let you throw money at me for specific requests as to rounds, mobile suits, color schemes, equipment, what have you.
Cool.
And other than that, of course, tfradio.net/claylist if you just want to send me stuff.
Cool.
So the Queen Mantha is technically a mobile armor, right?
Yeah, it's going to be big.
So probably not ever going to be a playable unit.
No, definitely a boss only.
Pity.
But should be interesting. Yeah, but should be interesting to fight in space. First one of those they've had. So,
yeah. Hey Rob, the Jagan is the green. Jagan is the green kind of grunt suit.
Mm-hmm.
That or
Okay,
a GM custom, they're the same color and basically the same family, but the Jagan is later and a little bit bigger and also cooler.
Okay, so would that be like the example of it's not all mobile suits are Gundams, but all Gundams are mobile suits? So it's a mobile suit, but it's not really it's more like a just cannon fodder troop suit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
So
I just make sure
that
I
makes
was
sense.
Thinking.
Yeah. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. See my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews. And follow me on Facebook or like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast.
Cool. Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. And just as a heads up, I am going to probably doing a wedding registry at Amazon. When we get further along, we're going to look at stuff we might need because we are looking for another place. But finding one that takes pets is proving to be the linchpin of finding something. Some places want basically a $600 non-refundable pet deposit for a 11-year-old cat.
Don, I want to give you some advice, and I know you know this. It'll cost less to buy than it will to rent.
Right. But well, we've talked about that, and she just sold her house. I sold my parents' house. Neither one of us are wanting to buy it. Plus, I'm not my father. I can't crawl under the house, rip out a water heater with my bare hands, and replace it the same day.
There's people
plumbers.
you pay to do that.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying I'd rather rent and have someone else take care of all that stuff because I failed high school shop. I'm not good with tools.
No, you pay other people to be good with tools.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can't Dynanomics that. You can't.
Yeah, you can because you pay substantially less on your mortgage each month, and you just pocket the difference. And then if something happens, you need a plumber. The difference in 1 month, the difference in 1 month will pay the plumber.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to look at it that way, like, still take aside from both of your salaries the amount you would pay for rent of an equivalent place and just put that difference into a savings account for when you need to repair the house.
Yeah.
Oh, we are. Well, see, we're also factoring in. We both have storage buildings that we're trying to get rid of because she moved all her house into storage buildings temporarily.
I'm having a storage building delivered in like a week, Don. It's gonna be in my backyard. I never have to pay rent again.
Also, like some houses come with basements, which is like having a storage building.
Which is what we're looking at. But again, it's the pets thing.
No, but I mean, in terms of buying a house, you buy one with a basement, and then you got storage underneath the house. It's really cool.
Anyway, we'll be eventually doing a wedding registry at Amazon as we realize the things that we need that we don't have, or maybe better stuff than what we've got now. So that will be going up eventually. Just to, again, I hate, I don't want people to feel like they got to buy something, but there's going to be stuff we need. So it's going to be there.
Assless chaps. Don's fiance asked me to put assless chaps on his list. I'm not even joking. And Don took it down.
Yes, I did. And I will continue to take it down every chance I get.
Don, by renting, you're basically just leaving money on someone else's table.
But also, when things go wrong, I don't have to buy. Okay, for example, just as an example, I never used my stove. I didn't turn my stove on for about 15
toys
years.
In it.
No, I never.
I hope not anymore.
Not anymore. No, but I never turned my stove. I didn't use my stove, my oven. I didn't do that, and then I did all my laundry at the laundromat because I could throw everything in one of the giant washers and wash everything for a month for like $10. So, I mean, I never used my appliances. Now that we're using my appliances, the washing machine broke and the dishwasher broke. Now that, after...
because you didn't use them for 15 years.
Well, no, it's not that. It's not that. The washing machine was about 30 years old because it was originally when this apartment complex was built. And the one part would have cost more than buying a new washing machine, and the dishwasher was about 27 years old. So anyway, those were replaced. It didn't cost us anything. That's why we're looking at renting right now to avoid all those things. But again, that's neither here nor there. I got off on a tangent. I apologize.
Don, one thing you're not considering is.
Oh no, I'm considering driving down there and stealing one of those two when you get the other one in. I'll be nice and just take the loose one.
That's what I'm playing with.
But you'll be bored with playing with that in a few days.
That's true. Maybe no, I won't. Okay. Okay, John.
That John D everywhere. Also, I want to encourage everybody who's listening to find Don on Twitter and convince him not to leave the show. I think we're on thin ice after.
We lost Rob Springer. We don't lose Don too.
Oh
yeah, I know.
You think you getting rid of me that easy?
Don in a lot of ways was the Rob replacement. We can't lose Don too.
I thought we mostly lost Rob Springer to an incompatible work schedule.
Well, that's part of it. Hey, so Joe Bot has asked, has Don considered just moving into a motel? That's a great question.
No.
Motel 6, Don.
We
had a great time in that one.
Here's the interesting thing. With what I'm paying $400 in rent on a 2-bedroom apartment right now.
You're not going to get that.
No.
Exactly, but here's the thing.
It's a shame to give that up, actually.
Exactly.
It really is.
Here's the thing. If we could get one of the units below us opened up, we could keep both units, use one for storage, live in the other.
Oh, I thought you were going to each have your own house, is what you were saying.
No. I'm saying though, I mean, if we didn't want to move, we could set up our home downstairs. I could keep this up here as storage for our stuff, and we would still come out cheaper.
Yes, you would.
If and again, being on the first level, it'd be easier for both of us. After her ankle surgery and my just general getting old and fat, not having 13 concrete steps to go up and down at least twice a day is.
Would it matter if they were not concrete done?
Trampoline would be good. I could just boingy from one to the other.
Well, that'd be great. That'd be great going up, but every time you tried to go down the stairs, you would just end up back at the top.
Well, that's true. You know, but it works for Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Why wouldn't it work for me?
They're younger. Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, they're not.
Okay,
I was going to say, if you want to clear out the
combo.
I was going to say, if you want to clear out the unit below you, if Scooby-Doo has taught me anything, the first thing you need to do is now go buy a monster suit.
Oh, great! And then I'll be stopped by those meddling kids and their dog too.
Yes, it was Old Man Ferguson in a mask the whole time.
Nice.
Can that be the episode title?
We're done. That's it. Yes. See you next week.
RFC 720. It was Old Man Ferguson in the mask all the time.
Okay. That was
Or
fun.
whatever the episode number is. I don't actually know.
719.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah. Okay.
What an episode.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we don't have any news.
It was fun.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
And we didn't have to just talk about Kingdom Galvatron and be like a 24-hour news cycle when there's nothing going on. We just keep talking about the same thing.
Yeah, no,
It's a lot of variations.
I'm entertained that we kind of like neglected that until the very end, despite that again being the episode art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
falling asleep.
It's
I'm gonna
very
go
us.
sleep.
okay.
Good
now-
night, guys.
Later,
Take care,
Dr.
Cass.
Okay, this was disclosed in the auction, but I just now noticed it. There's a piece of plastic at the hip that's broken. That's pretty common to break. Yeah, not too worried about it. If I got really upset about it, I could buy another one of these and like a junker and fix it.
Oh, this is kind of cool, Brian. You know our friend M. Cypher?
Greg, yeah,
Yeah, he just got the bump of Chicken Bumblebee.
yeah. What about it?
Oh, nice.
Oh, neat.
I didn't realize there was any floating
I'll
around
write
in the
that sentence
wild.
back.
Yeah, I wonder how much he paid for it.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah.
He's pretty
Those were
thrifty
going
when it
for around
comes to buying
$100.
toys. So
Yeah, they were going for like $100 for
Yeah.
a while. I'd completely forgotten they exist.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too. I saw that, but I know Brian had wanted one, and I think he got one.
I have one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted one at one point and then completely forgot it existed. So
Yeah.
I guess I
I
don't
mean,
really
it
need
was
it.
interesting, but not anything I needed to actually like pay much
Yeah.
money for.
Hey, Brian, what's your what, did you get your Diaclone Optimus Battle Convoy thing? Did you get yours yet?
Not yet. No.
Okay, all right. I just was wondering because that thing is visually really impressive.
It looks
It's
really
just-
nice.
I just have no
Apparently, it's small.
Diaclone. Yeah, I just have no Diaclone connection.
Yeah,
other than-
so Battle Convoy is kind of the same idea, I think, as Commander Class Rodimus. Like, yeah, the robot component is small, but it's got the container thing too, and that's why it costs the same
Yeah.
as a small Titan. Also, just because it's Diaclone, those toys are stupid expensive. Tragically, regretfully expensive.
Yeah.
On the
Can't-
other hand, them being so prohibitively expensive, like, me not being able to purchase them is probably good for me in the long run.
Oh yeah, I bought the first one and then like that was the only one I was willing to pay that
Yeah,
price.
I don't
for.
have an
It's
interest in
nice.
the line,
It's
but this
super
one,
nice.
yeah, but this one just being Battle Convoy, I'm like, I'll do it for this one. But I have like
The
no
line
interest otherwise.
Looks really cool and engaging, but it's so expensive. Like the Waruder Battle Pod things, which are designed to be basically infinitely combinable, so you can build monsters out of them. The problem is, each one of these little battle pods that you need to do this cost about $40 each when they were released, and to make any kind of anything out of them, you need 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean that's the trouble because it's like I'm all for doing a couple of one-offs, like the Acid Rain, that one transforming tank that I got. Just Soldier Goku Vehicle Voltron and Galga, But I do not need another rabbit hole to go down on this line that, oh God, this looks so cool. I want all of them because that's what happened to Brave. Is every robot was like incredibly like, this is so cool. And I even got some of the Eldoran stuff as well. Because it was the whole line was just cool robot after cool robot after cool robot. And it's like, now that I'm significantly older, it's like every line has got full of cool stuff. I just can't keep going. You know, the only thing I'm hoping now is Super 7 does not come out with a Ultimates Visionaries line. I'll be like, I'm already dreading the Silverhawks line that'll eventually hit. So and then I'm sure they might even do a Tiger Sharks line. I don't really care about Tiger Shark, but it'd be nice to see, something like that.
Part of the Trinity, though.
Yeah, it is.
Trinity with Thundercats
and the figures barely got any release before everything was canceled. So
I'm thinking about trying to narrow down my collection just to Transformers and G.I. Joe, and maybe the Master stuff.
I recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, Nani TF in the Discord is asking if your Combiner Wars knockoffs also came with a random G1 hotspot / defensor gun.
Where did I put the parts?
So if so, it didn't jump out at you at the time.
No, I don't think so. There was something I could not identify. So.
So I've been strong, and I haven't picked up a single Ultimates turtle.
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay.
So I like the NECA stuff. Like my interest is really, plummeted on those. So I think I've survived that. Maybe those I can part ways with, and maybe keep the Masters of the Universe stuff that I have. It's actually pretty cheap, relatively speaking. You're spending $60 every 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, well, certainly compared to the Ultimates Turtles, the Masters of the Universe.
Cheap.
Well, you say that, Chris, but I just saw a link on Twitter going to the WWE Masters Ricky the Dragon Steamboat figure.
Uh-huh.
When I clicked the link to Walmart, it was $14.97.
Yeah.
I sent it to at Between Failures. I follow his webcomic on Twitter, and by the time he got the link and clicked it, it was $40.
Yeah, that's because that site sucks.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, and on top of that, he was saying a lot of the stuff he's ordered has been canceled from there. So it's like you see it, you try to get it, and then you can't get it, or it never.
So it's relative. It's selling for on the regular for $28, which is almost twice retail.
Yeah,
but free shipping's it's free shipping, so the person's actually not making that much on them.
Right.
So yeah.
You see, I'm trying to help him, like I'm trying to help you, Brian, on some of these figures, because where he lives, he hasn't seen anything, I think, since Wave 1. But I mean, that's the trouble. It's FOMO, because you don't know. Yeah. It's like Cheetor. I like the way this red Cheetor looks, but I mainly got him because I don't know when I will see him again. There may be 30 on the shelves, because the same Walmart had 11 Grimlocks the other day. 11 Studio Series Grimlocks on the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention my knockoff Combiner Wars also came with an Easter basket quality, not Micromaster.
Yeah, like those are the ones people sell on Wish.com.
Yeah.
I got a handful of those a couple years ago. They are really bad quality, but they're
it's terrible.
Yeah.
I miss Easter basket.
I better go
with dubious quality knockoffs.
People watching live.
Matt.
Yeah,
take care, Matt.
We're gonna, I think, wrap up. So we'll see you next week. Thank you for being here.
Bye,
everyone. Take care. Y'all take care.
Bye. Whatever the heck this is. YouTube. Bye, YouTube. We'll see you. Thank you for being